my name is Kunima and welcome to my channel, Expanding Beauty. And as the title says, we are talking about what it is like being a black actor in the film and television industry in North America. And by North America, I mean Canada and the United States. So let's dive into this. So being an actor of color, specifically being a black actor in these film and television streets is, long story short, it's not easy. Then again, acting as a profession isn't easy, as everybody has probably already told you. So what would I say? So what I want to do with this video is basically give some advice and give some encouragement if you are a black actor, specifically if you are a black female actor, because it's not easy. It just isn't. We all know, just like in everything else in this world, racism exists, and the showbiz world is not immune to that. In fact, it is rampant with it. So let me start off with the bad news first. Are you going to deal with colorism? Oh, yes, you are. You are. It is rampant, as I said earlier in the industry. You're going to deal with colorism. You're going to deal with some really offensive things that people have no problem saying to you, all in the guise of, well, to make it believable, or the other excuse is in order for this to sell. Let me tell you right now, all of this is BS. I have gotten told, in my experience, I've gotten told that the way I look, because of my skin tone, that the roles I would get on television would be crack addicts or women in prison, and that's because Middle America was not ready to see somebody who looks like me in any other type of role. Yeah, to my face. So what to do when you're told basically that you're relegated to only play stereotypes, and also the reality that there are just fewer roles for people of color, especially when you are a black female. There just are fewer roles. What to do? One, realize that everything that's being told to you, that you only fit this, that you only will play this role, or that your look is only this, hear it, and then throw it away, because it's all BS. Simple fact, it's all BS. What you have to do, and my biggest advice to you, you can't control other people and the bullshit that's coming out of their mouth, but what you can do is you can control your attitude and whether you're going to accept that. Don't accept that. Acknowledge. You have to be a realist in the sense that acknowledge you are going to come across these obstacles, but what you don't have to accept is the craziness and the BS that people are telling you, because as it's been proven time and time again, that is simply not true. And as an actor working in this industry, I would love to tell you, and I can tell you, that do not accept any kind of stereotypes people put on you. You are a professional, you have talent, and you can do whatever role you want to do. Point blank, period. Okay? So, so one, you've got to build a thick skin. Build a thick skin, because people are going to say offensive things to you, and without even the intention of it being offensive, because unfortunately, we are in such a system, we are in such a society that just has such systematic racism built in within it that you are going to get offensive things said to you. You need to build a thick skin. And as a female, yeah, you would be surprised at the things that people in this industry will feel very comfortable telling you just because they feel it's fact or they're talking business. Whether it's in regards to the way you look, about your weight, about your age, and about your race as well. Once again, develop a thick skin, but that doesn't mean you have to accept that. If somebody's stepping out of bounds in what they are saying, how I've personally dealt with this in my professional life and still choose to deal with it is depending on what is being said, I usually will just take a stance of, I've allowed you to speak, you've showed your cards, I now know how to place you, and it's up to me whether I want to choose to deal with you or not. And as an actor, you have to remember that you do have that power. A lot of times as an artist and especially as an actor, we feel we're so reliant and we're so dependent on these other elements, whether it's the producer, the casting and all this. And while we are, because we want that job, remember, you're the talent. You're the talent. You also are bringing something extremely valuable to this table, and they need you. So don't ever diminish yourself, and don't accept disrespect. All right? Okay. And sometimes, I'm not going to lie, there are going to be situations where you just have to allow that person to speak, and the best thing to do in that situation is just not say a word and maybe just walk away, fume, do a yoga class, go for a hike, do whatever you need to do, because in that particular situation you have to think, am I gonna win this battle just to lose the war? For example, in that situation where I was told that, I didn't respond back. I didn't say to this person, well, you're not putting me in a box. You don't know this. Da 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 da. I'm going to. No. Why? Because that person was a really senior VP of the network, and I wasn't going to tell casting director of a network, and I wasn't going to have that particular battle with them. But what I did know is in my mind was like, you're wrong, and I'm going to prove you wrong. I knew that. I didn't have to vocalize it to that person. I didn't have to have that battle then and there, but I knew that. And I knew I wasn't accepting what they were telling me. All right, so you gotta maneuver. You gotta maneuver. You gotta know when to fight and how to fight. And these are the different ways of how to fight. One way is creating your own work. You've heard it time and time again. It's something I wish I'm still working on, but I encourage you, create your own work, especially in this day and age where we have camera equipment is easier to buy. We have platforms like YouTube, Vimeo, to put our work on and reach people. Create your own work. Create your own work. And just do it. Just do it. And what that will do for you is not only helping you with your creativity, providing work for yourself, being a platform to advertise for yourself and show what you can do. It's also a great way for you to own and just own your creative power. So create your own work. And I mean, one of the best examples I can showcase is Issa Rae. We all know we watched her on Awkward Black Girl, and look where she is now. And there are other cases. She's not the only one, but she's like the most prominent one because I know I started watching her on YouTube. So create your own web series. Network is important. Network, but strategically network. And what I mean by that is collaborating with other artists who are kind of in your same pool and who are creating. I'm not, maybe my strongest point isn't maybe creating something or writing something fresh out of my mind, but I'm a great collaborator. So I collaborate with other artists who either are from acting classes, who I've worked with through either other films and they're doing an independent project, and we work together and collaborate that way. What you will find is you're working with people who, one, respect you as an artist because they are an artist. Once again, you are in something where you are creating your own vehicle, creating your own image, and giving yourself an opportunity to prove them wrong. And so those would be, I guess, my two biggest things. You need to have a thick skin, but you don't need to accept any of the schlock that's being said to you. And the other thing too, the silver lining or the ray of hope, is that the field is changing. When I started as a professional actor in 2000, I want to say like 2003, I did better in commercials, because at that time commercials were changing as well. Commercials, it's interesting, we'll talk about that later, but commercials, I feel, tend to be ahead visually of and then television and films catch up later. So I was getting more work as a commercial actress, and I remember here I was with my natural hair, much shorter than this and everything, but I was getting roles that I was getting the girlfriend role, I was getting, you know, the junior colleague in the office and all these, because advertisers realize they need to cater to their market, and they know the demographic and the society is changing and it needs to look more inclusive. Pay attention to commercials. If you'll notice, they're usually much further ahead of the curve, because they have to deal directly with consumers. So I was getting more work as in commercials. But when it came to television, especially network television, not so much, because as far as network casting viewed me, I was a specific type. We'll get into this later, but you can imagine. And but with the advent of streaming services, especially Netflix, Amazon, YouTube, YouTube Red, and also cable networks like USA Network, FX Fox, Sci-Fi Network. All these, all of a sudden they proved that no, what people want to see is good storytelling, good actors, and a reflection of themselves, and inclusivity, which has been proven time and time again. And network is has caught up. But if you look at streaming services and cable networks, they were further ahead in their television, in their series. So things are getting better. The stereotypes are diminishing. I mean, and also what has been great is you have creators who are Black and writing these stories in positions of being producers, in positions of being directors and being writers. I mean, we've got people like Issa Rae, Lena Waithe, Ryan Coogler, and Jordan Peele, who are actively, like Shonda Rhimes, who are, I mean, when I saw Grey's Anatomy, I remember I was like, oh, okay. And I watched that show because I was just like, it was so refreshing to finally see a program on television that resembled my world. Not as a matter, but like visually resembled my world. It was amazing. And as for the colorism issue, look at Miss Viola Davis in How to Get Away with Murder. Lupita Nyong'o. Danae, and I'm not going to butcher her last name, but you know who I'm talking about, the Dora Milaje from Black Panther. I mean, things are changing. And, you know, we stand on the shoulders of great people who've brought us to this point as well. You know, you think about actors like Cicely Tyson, Dorothy Dandridge, Diane Carroll, and Eartha Kitt, and Ruby Dee, and all these people who broke barriers for us. So it can be done. We're here. I'm just telling you, it's going to be challenging. You're going to face colorism, and you're going to so develop that thick skin. But if you're talented, if this is what you want, do it. because you can. If this is your passion, do it because you can. And just because those obstacles and challenges are there, you don't need to accept any of that. Be aware of them, but absolutely do not accept it. And you will be able to thrive and succeed in whatever way that means for you. So that's it. I just wanted to touch on that. I plan to do more on the Actors Corner, but I just thought this would be a good first intro. So I hope you like this. If you have any questions, please, I would love for you to leave a comment down below, subscribe, like this video. I'm also on Instagram and Twitter as Expanding Beauty, and my wish is to really create a community here where we can vibe, we can talk, we can share, and share information and really create a safe space for us. So have a great day, okay? Bye.